Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting Terps Esports broadcast. Live from College Park, my name is Ryan.
And I'm Tomas. We are so excited to have you guys back tonight for another amazing Valorant match. We've got an extra surprise tonight. For the first time ever, the Terps Valorant up-and-comers team will be competing in the studio.
Yeah, the Valorant up-and-comers might be some of the newest players in our program, but they've trained hard all semester, and they're excited to finally prove themselves here on the big stage.
And if that wasn't enough pressure already, tonight's match is the grand finals of their play versus season, playing against the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. On top of that, the Premier team got knocked out early in their playoffs against the first seed of their division, and the Academy team is playing tonight off-stream for third in their division. So that means the up-and-comers is the last Terp team to have a chance at a championship.
Yeah, watch out for updates on that Academy team's game, but for now, let's review the rules of your typical Valorant match. Valorant is an objective-based FPS game where teams of 5 players compete in two 12-round cycles against each other. The first of 13 rounds on a map will win. The main objectives of the game are to plant the spike, defend the spike, manage economies, and create strategic plans that outsmart your opponent and take the win. Since tonight's match is a best of 3, whichever team is the first to win 2 maps will take the series.
And we might just see all 3 maps because these teams are looking to go blow for blow in a deadlock of a match. Both teams had a 4-3 record in the regular season and went 2-0 in playoffs to meet tonight in the finals.
And it's going to be a very high-stakes match tonight for the Terps to win the title of the Play versus Ranked 3 Central Division Champions and bring the trophy home.
Now it's time to finally meet some of the members of the team tonight and the roles that they're going to have in the match.
Yeah, starting off strong, we have fittingly the team's initiator, Alushi. He might not always be the one drawing first bloods, but with his flashes, stuns, and other disruptive initiator abilities, he'll make sure that the other Terps do. He'll be able to provide the team with info that will dictate the team's rotations around the map and strategy in every single round.
And now we have the team's sentinel, Judge Judy. Just like his name implies, his job is to hold down sites and be an anchor for his team. Although it's unlikely we'll see him with that trademark Judge in his hands. More likely he'll be one-shotting with an op or just a well-aimed headshot.
Next up, we have our controller, Connie. With his unique ability to shut down sightlines and provide cover with his smokes, he'll be able to keep his team safe while they work their way onto the site. Additionally, he will double as the team's in-game leader, making strategic decisions on the fly, all without sacrificing his crispy aim.
And next to him, we've got the team's flex player, Atomics. He is a highly versatile player who will adapt to the team's needs on the fly every single round and every map and switch in between agents as needed. He's the glue that holds this roster together, adapting so that they can thrive.
And last but certainly not least, we have Sinigong as the team's duelist. When it comes to opening fights, this guy is the difference maker. He's not afraid to take the first peek, dash in, and make space for the team when it matters most. If he gets hot early, the Terps could be unstoppable tonight. And now we have the very good pleasure of interviewing Alushi, which is the team's initiator and actually the highest ranked player on the team. Everyone, please welcome Alushi to the studio. Hey Alushi, welcome to the studio. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Yes. So, today is the debut stream for the Terps up-and-comers and your first time playing in the studio. How does it feel to finally be playing in a LAN environment?
It's super exciting. I'm happy to see all the boys here in person. All our scrims and matches have been online, so it's fun to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be a little bit different playing on new setups? How do you think that will affect your gameplay?
For sure, we're getting adjusted right now, warming up, but I think the boys will do great. And yeah, we're excited to play.
Okay, you like the setups? You like the PCs?
Yeah, I think it's better than my at-home setup.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and today is actually the grand finals of the Play versus Rank 3 division. And if you win your match against RPI tonight, you'll be crowned champions. So, do you think there will be any nerves in effect today, given it's your first time in the studio, it's grand finals? And what would bring home that trophy mean for you guys?
Yeah, I think nerves are definitely going to be a factor, but the boys can account for it well. We worked so hard to get here, and we're not going to let nerves stop us. As it comes to bringing home the trophy, playing our game, not worrying about the enemy team, We know we're better.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
just got to see it through.
Yeah, excited for that, and best of luck to you guys.
Thank you.
And for our final question, since we've never seen the Terps up-and-comers play before in studio, what can we sort of expect from you all as a team? Is there, anything or anyone to look out for?
You can expect good vibes from us.
Okay.
Everyone's having fun on stage, and in terms of people to look out for, me as the highest ranked player, I take accountability for showing out
sure.
today, but I know if I don't show out, the boys will.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, the boys got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, best of luck to you. I heard some great team chemistry before the show, and I'm sure you guys will do great against RPI White tonight. And thank you all so much for tuning into our pre-show, and thank you for Alushi once again for stepping away from warming up to speak to us. But before we jump into the match, some very special members of the Valorant community actually prepared a good luck message to our players ahead of our match today. So let's take a look at that.
Terps up-and-comers, what is up? It's Coach P just wishing you luck tonight on your game against RPI. All the way from a team that barely made registration to a team that's in your championship game, and that's something to be extremely proud of, okay? Have fun tonight. Go kill it. Win your ones. I'm going to bring your championship home. Go Terps.
Yo, what's up, up-and-comers? If you don't know me, I'm Arjun. I'm the coach for Premier Academy for UMD. I just want to wish you guys good luck. Make sure that you guys are locked in. One little piece of advice, I want you guys to try to play together as much as you can. I know grand finals can kind of get stressful. Make sure you rely on your teammates, rely on each other, and make sure you guys are working together towards the end. And yeah, good luck. I hope you guys kill it.
Yo, Terps, I just want to say congrats on making it to playoffs. Listen, UMD till I die, right? But I just want to give you guys a couple advice for tomorrow's match. Or technically today, whenever you see this video. But biggest thing is, when it comes to match time, no fear. Never question yourself. Never question your teammates. If you feel like something is right, you do it. You don't second guess yourself. If you see a guy see long on Haven, and you know he's one dude, and you feel confident, swing him. Confidence is key. Trusting in yourself is key. Second thing is, y'all better listen to Katie. Look, even I'm scared of her. I've seen how she is when she's mad. But for real, you guys need to listen to each other, listen to your staff, whoever the coaching staff might be for that day. Trust whatever they say. Trust what they say in timeouts. I'm a coach myself, or I was a coach. Coached in esports for a while now. I've also been a player before. And trust me when I say this, y'all better listen to that coach. But good luck on your guys' game tomorrow. Make sure you warm up. And look, I'll be watching.
What's up, boys? Rabbits grabbing shit. Now, here y'all got a grand finals tonight. So first and foremost, good luck to y'all. Go ahead, lock in, bring home that dub, as I know you will. And remember a couple things. Number one, don't overheat, especially up until the number at the top says 13. Y'all stay locked in, no matter what's going on, all right? And now, a couple other things. Don't overpeak. If you think they might be there, they probably are there. And three, check your corners. It is judge meta, so you know they're gonna get free picks on you no matter what. So doesn't matter where they are or what you doing, check your corners, because dying to a judge like that, that's silver, and you guys aren't silver. I mean, that's your coach as well. All right, peace, guys. Good luck.
What's up, University of Maryland Valorant? So this is Doc Respawn, and I was reached out to you by your manager, but I just wanted to say good luck in today's grand finals, and I'll show you a warm-up you can use to hopefully get primed, ready to play. You're gonna do what I call the jellyfish. You're gonna bring your fingers together, curl, open, close repeatedly. And then after that, you can also do just fists open and move the wrist with it. This is gonna bring blood flow to your forearms, and hopefully when you start playing, your mechanics are already gonna be warmed up. All right, good luck today, and hopefully you take the W. Bye.
Hi, University of Maryland. Congratulations on reaching grand finals. Let's go! My one piece of advice is to just believe in yourself and have fun. That's all that matters. Good luck. You guys got it.
Yo, what's going on, guys? BCJ here. Pretty much just saying good luck to you guys. I heard that you qualified for your finals. That's actually really impressive. We weren't lucky enough to do that this year at MSU, so I'm jealous. Hope you guys find success with this match and come out with the trophy. If you don't, hey, it was a great learning lesson, and you guys had a lot of fun. So go have fun out there, and good luck.
Hey guys, Mikol here. I just wanted to say, it sounded like a YouTube intro, but hey guys, I just wanted to say congratulations on making it so far in your play division. You guys should be super proud of how far you guys have come. And I just wanted to give you one word of advice. Believe in yourself, believe in your system, believe in each other, and you guys got this, okay? Super proud of all of you guys. Go Terps.
Let's go University of Maryland. You guys got this. Easy 2-0. Woo!
Hey guys, it's Cass. I heard that you guys are playing in the finals tomorrow, and I just wanted to say good luck and make sure you guys take a deep breath. You guys don't really get an opportunity to play in these very often, so make sure you make the most of it when you're there and you take a deep breath and you enjoy every moment. Good luck, guys.
Yo, going back home from the gym today after scrims. What's good, University of Maryland? Good luck in the SPCL finals. Just don't forget, the main point is having fun. Just go out there and have fun. Peace out.
They're locked in. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready to jump into our first match in just a second. You can see that these players are locked in. They are ready for this match today. I know that they're dealing with some nerves, but I think that they're just going to go out there and kill it.
Yeah, I mean, for the Terps up-and-comers, this is their first time playing in the Studio Tomas. And, when you, go into a new environment, it's not just, like, a new setup. There's now, like, lights and cameras on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is different. The things that you don't even think about, the wall that's behind your computer, just the way that your hands kind of sit on the desk, everything gets changed just a little bit. But, at the end of the day, these players just know how to play Valorant. It's their favorite game, and they're going to figure it out. They're going to go out there, and they're just going to kill it.
For sure. I mean, as the players were warming up today, they were talking about the chair. They're like, can I get a cushion to sit on or something? Because, like, this is too low. So, definitely going to have to get some adjustments and, maybe take some time to get used to the brand new setup. But, I think at the same time, it's really, really exciting to be playing finally in a live environment. I feel like when you're competing in collegiate esports, this is really what it's all about. And tonight, is a very, very special match for the Terps up-and-comers because it's the grand finals. It's the grand finals of the Play versus Division 3 championships. Do you think the Terps have what it takes to take it home?
I mean, I think that both RPI White and Terps Esports have been dominant throughout this season.
Yep.
I think they both have 6-3 records
exact
tonight.
Same records.
So, this match can go absolutely either way, but I think Terps are really, really confident tonight. We heard that from Alushi in the interview today, and I think that is going to be the difference maker. I think the first few rounds are going to be kind of both teams feeling each other out. The Terps, feeling out their little setups and, everything. But I think, once we get past those first few rounds, give us a couple gun rounds, I think everything is gonna start taking shape, and that's when we're going to see momentum swing one way or the other.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm super excited to see, just how these players play because to us, I mean, they're just a complete unknown quantity. When we're dealing with the Premier team, we know the superstars. We know, like, Jinho and Yex. But here, like, we don't really know, you know, who the star players will be and, like, who to look out for. So I'm really, really excited just in general to see a new team and see how they adapt.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, we can talk about, oh, we got the controller player, we have the in-game leader. Like, we can talk about these kind of pre-established roles, but at the end of the day, all of these players are just, they're humans, and they're gonna, they're gonna have their own personalities, and that's gonna come out in the way that they play. So I'm really curious to see, how, those personalities kind of vary in the server as well. And I think we're gonna see just a completely different dynamic than what we've seen from our other teams in the studio today, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to pan out.
Yeah, of course. And, speaking about personality, when we were out there, when they were warming up, they had personality.
Yeah.
They've only been a team, I asked them, for around like 3-ish months. So like this semester. But already it feels like they've already developed this sense of like camaraderie and like team chemistry, right?
Yeah.
So, they're making jokes, having fun already, and that's a great sign of what's to come for a team, for such a young team, right? And I feel like winning this trophy, it's really going to prove themselves that, we are the up-and-comers, and we are going to, maybe get some spots in the, academy or the premier team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you pointed out, the way that the team is already kind of coming together, not just as a team, but as friends as well. They had their little, preparation dinner, but they've just been working together for months now, and I think that trust is going to be really important today. The Valorant is a team game at the end of the day.
Yes.
You can have one player frag out all night long, but you need somebody to cover you while you're planting. You need somebody to cover you while you take an angle, and to have that trust in each other, I think, is going to be really, really important. And that's going to be really awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a utility-based game, right? And I'm very, very interested to see exactly what maps we'll be jumping into. They mentioned, I was talking to the players earlier, they mentioned that they really like playing Breeze and Split, I believe.
Interesting. I feel like I don't hear a lot of people talking big about Breeze. I feel like that's pretty low on people's lists.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just aim demons, I feel like that's a map where aim tends to play a pretty big factor, right?
Yeah,
those
absolutely.
long angled fights. So excited to see where that goes, and what agents they bring to the
I
table.
know. I heard Alushi talking just before our match. We asked him what his favorite hero was. He was talking about Sova.
Yeah.
And I think Sova is one of the most interesting characters to me.
Okay.
Just in Valorant in general, getting that intel and also those shock darts
For sure.
with those lineups can just be like the way that they can completely swing a match out of nowhere. Just really, really awesome to see. I want to see what Alushi has to bring to the table with those, with those specific abilities.
Yeah, of course. And Alushi, being the player that we just interviewed, he seems super, super pumped and excited. He got here even before I got here.
Yeah.
So he got here like pretty early for the call time, got everything set up, make sure that, he was warmed up and everything. So very excited to see what Alushi has in store for us. And also just like thinking about the other players as well, right? I just met them for the first time today, but they're all like super nice, and I think they're super surprised at like some of the things that we do. I know when we played the video that you guys saw earlier, like there were some pretty notable figures from the Valorant community. I think we got like BCJ in there.
I didn't realize we had that kind of pool. It's kind of crazy the kind of
we got connections,
personalities,
bro. Yeah, I mean, we got connections. We're Terps Esports. We're kind of goated. But yeah, for sure. I mean, thinking about some of the other players here, Connie, the IGL of this team. You had a funny story with Connie earlier.
Yeah, what I think he has he brought a wireless mouse to the setup, and he's not used to playing on our computer, so he thought, I think I've got everything I need, and he leaves, and he gets here and he realizes he does not have the dongle he needs for his wireless mouse, so we had to run back. I gave him my bike, Starla, my beautiful.
Oh, you named your bike?
Of course I did.
What is your bike's name?
Starla.
Starla.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the origin of that?
The origin is that it sounds like a horse name, and horses, bikes are the horses of transportation. I'll stand by this. I'll stand by this to the end.
There you go.
So yeah, he took Starla, my beautiful $50 bike that I got from Craigslist.
Okay.
And he rode her home. He said that he was gonna walk, and that people were saying he'd make it on time, and he was gone for half an hour. So I don't know. I feel like Starla came in clutch.
I don't know if he would have made it, bro. No, yeah, for sure. I mean, shout out to you for lending him that bike.
I mean, I didn't do anything. It was all Starla. Shout out to Starla.
Shout out to Starla. And dude, when he was coming back, we're on like a little bit of a hill. I saw he was sweating, bro.
Yeah.
But that just kind of goes to show like it is their first match, right? He forgot to bring the dongle to your mouse, which is like arguably one of the most important things that you need to bring.
Yeah.
But it just shows that they're new, but they're excited.
Yeah, and you know what? After the exercise is good, it'll help him, clear his head a little bit, get some of that stress out of the way, and also, it'll help him focus. I feel like I've heard that's all true. So in a way, he did himself a favor, and I think that they're all going to do really well.
Yeah, for sure. We are starting relatively soon, but we do have a little bit of a pause. The map, I just got information, will be Lotus.
Ooh.
So I actually think that they also mentioned they wanted to play Lotus as well. So
yeah, I think that Lotus is such an interesting map. The way that the doors work, such a unique setup for a map of this of this kind of game.
Yeah.
To have certain parts of the map just completely unavailable unless you make a huge sound queue. It really, makes you question, do I need to be pushing this angle? Do I need to be getting this timing? But, on the other hand, sometimes it's like, I don't care about the sound. We're just running down C. And, playing those kinds of mind games, I think, are so interesting in a game like Valorant. So we are hopping right into the game in about 30 seconds. Let's take a look at some of these heroes.
Yeah, so from the Terps side, looks like we got Sinigong on that Neon, Judge Judy on that Sentinel, okay, Atomics on the Breach. So we're running a double initiator setup with that Breach fade, so very interested to see how that kind of combination goes. And, Judge Judy not running a traditional Sentinel, but deciding to opt towards that Chamber. How do you think this is going to,
Yeah, I mean,
play out for the Terps?
I heard him before the game talking about how he's probably just going to play that Chamber. I think this is just a comfort pick. I feel like that's the case for a lot of Sentinel players. If they're picking that Chamber, it's because they know that they're just going to hit their shots.
Yeah.
Give me a character I know I can take a fight with, and I'll either get the pick or I'll just teleport out. And I think that comfort is going to be a huge factor for the players over on the Terps side, just because there's so much that's going to be new tonight. Keeping anything the same is going to be really huge. And I want to talk about, if we have the Chamber on our side, on the other side, I believe our RPI is running the Vice instead. Otherwise, completely similar comps. How do you think that that Vice Chamber paradigm is gonna pan out?
For sure. I mean, the Terps, they're going to be attacking first, from what it seems. So the Vice is going to be able to set up, and looks like the Vice is on A site where most of our Terps are. So it'll be interesting to see if that stops the Terps at all.
A lot of aggression from RPI on the C side, but unfortunately it's going to be called wrong. And Chamber getting pressured out by 3 players of RPI White, just going to back up and be holding that flank. But unfortunately, Sinigong is going to get walled off. It's going to just win the gunfight anyway. And now Terps Esports are walking their way onto A.
Yeah, Sinigong just being an absolute menace there. 1 HP, but still dashing in. And the Terps have completely dismantled RPI on this A site.
Absolutely, and now it's just up to the 2 remaining players of RPI White. They're going to try to get as many picks as they can, but it might just be done and dusted this first round, as it's now all up to Bert on that fade. He's going to be able to get one. Judge Judy will fall, but small price to pay for a very, very clean round 1 for the Terps.
Yeah, amazing pistol round, almost flawless. And,
yeah,
the Terps, they have 100% win rate on rounds in the studio. Yeah, I'm just saying.
They should just forfeit now. They never lose a single round.
Yeah.
Just forfeit now, concede the match, and they never lost a single round as long as they played in the the studio. And I just want to point out right now, RPI White, 5 players towards A. Crazy read, but it looks like it's just about right.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to fight fire with fire here. Will the Terps expect 5 on site? I don't know.
Yeah, they're opening that door again. They might just barrel their way straight onto site. And it might be
wall.
difficult. Yeah, same wall. Unfortunately, he jumps through, but he's going to hand that Judge over to RPI White. If the Terps aren't able to fight this, there might be an RPI White can stabilize. That Judge is going to be huge.
Yeah, uplink there with a little bit of an aggressive peek outside the smoke. That allows the Terps to actually gain the upper hand. Atomics with a nice 3-piece.
How many players are going to walk through the smoke as, Atomics is just going to be able to get 1, 2, 3. Omen is going to get called out by that Prowler onto site. And now we'll see if he's going to be able to get a pick as all of Terps are hunting him down. But Atomics is going to find the 4th. Unfortunately, Judge Judy with that. Marshall is going to shut down the ace, but that's another really, really clean round for the Terps.
Yeah, I mean, it got scary there in the beginning. Sinigong looks like this guy has no fear whatsoever, just dashing in Again, he got hit by the wall in the blind, but this time they did not whiff on him. But, you know, Atomics are just really picking out those RPI players who, in my opinion, got a little bit too hasty. You know?
It was very
Uplink,
kind of them to just generously hand them kills one by one by walking through that smoke.
Yeah, and then Uplink had a shorty in his hand, but, you know, all good.
Love this aggression from RPI White, not letting Terps get the space that they have been using these past 2 rounds. Now we'll see how Terps respond.
Yeah, and Synagogue again just being an absolute menace, disrupting this A rubble. And, you know, he's going to peek and see the Neon, but do they know that there's 2 other players behind the smoke?
This Neon is going to be forced to back out, but he's going to take Atomics while he goes. Neon sliding in, but he's not going to be able to find anybody. And now Aurora is back into the fray. Judge Judy with a beautiful collateral, going to be able to get 2, but he knows that there's one more. It's him. First is the Vice and the Fade on RPI White. Good job dodging that Prowler. Not sure RPI White knows exactly where he is. Now they do.
Yeah, it's... everything comes to a standstill. Judge Judy, not sure if there's anyone coming from the flank. RPI, they see the spike, and they're just going to double hold it here. And Judge Judy, he's going to have to isolate these players.
Yeah, if he had sprayed that 1 second sooner, he might have just double tapped Burt, but unfortunately, he's going to get swung on. And that's going to be the first round lost for RPI White, but that was just Terps' bonus. They're pretty happy with that round. They were able to get 3 rifles out of the hands of RPI White. If they lose this round, they're going to be pretty broken. Frankly, they're pretty broke right now.
Yeah, I mean, pretty healthy buy here coming out from the Terps. It's just Synagogue on that Bucky, but I don't think he needs a rifle.
No, I think he's pretty happy.
He's pretty happy with those shotguns, and he's just dashing in there.
Absolutely. See Terps still committing to that A heavy, and Judge Judy going to be walking into that Judge from Aurora. Unfortunately, not quite going to be able to get the headshot. That's going to be a first pick for the Terps, but Atomic is going to be able to answer right back and equalize this round. 4v4.
Yeah, Judge Judy there kind of got a taste of his own medicine in name, that is. But the Terps, they're going to look to be aggressive on this A site. But Ernie is sitting here back site waiting for them.
Boomba is going into tree, going to be able to call out that Judge, and that might just be the thing that Terps need to call for a rotate, but Synagogue looks like he wants more. Just peeking this angle with that speed boost. Playing footsies here, nobody wanting to commit to anything, and at some point, Terps are just going to have to do something. RPI White happy to waste his time, but a beautiful flash is going to come out, and that's going to give Breach his ultimate as well.
Ooh, but do they expect this close angle from Uplink? Atomics takes care of it very cleanly.
And a beautiful collateral from Alushi, going to be able to put that in for the Terps, getting up 3-1, and yeah, that peek onto that onto that Neon was so impactful. Both the Breach and the Neon were kind of back to back against that wall the whole time, but eventually something had to give, and not only was he able to get that frag, giving Terps numbers, but getting that ultimate as well was the difference maker in that round.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at the leaderboard, Atomics has been popping off so far. 8-1 is the score line for him, and he has just been a rock, a solid pillar on this Terps team.
Looks like Terps are going fast A again. Need to be careful for the fast flank that is coming out from RPI White from mid, but for right now, abilities going in. They're just going to try to barrel their way onto A yet again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Synagogue, beautiful shot.
This guy's a madman. Synagogue, what are you doing? He doesn't care if he's on a rope.
Now just up to this raise with the Sheriff in hand, but oh man, that's just a tough fight to take. He is finally going to be able to put Synagogue down, but it doesn't matter. Atomics is there to pick up the refrag, and that's going to be another round for the Terps, 4-1.
Okay, yeah, so after watching them for 5 rounds, I think I have an idea of what type of player Synagogue is. He's the type of player that's just going to throw his body in there for his team, and we love to see that.
Yeah.
He's just absolute neon demon over here. I mean,
it makes for some great Valorant. I'm sure if I was on the other side of that, I would be getting a little bit frustrated, but you know what? Doesn't matter, because it's going to keep on working. RPI White are going to be the ones that need to figure something out, and frankly, they have their own neon. They can, you know, with that Judge, they can answer fire with fire. We'll have to see if that's what they're going to do. But Connie going to get pushed. It's a lot of aggression. RPI White getting full control of A main, but the Terps seem just happy with that as they make their way towards B.
Yeah, I mean, again, Sinagong dashing through the wall. Good Omen paranoia, blinding up Ernie, but Bert does take out Sinagong and some sprays through the smoke. Atomics, though.
Beautiful double flash. Are we going to see that push through the smoke? The Omen Blind comes out, but it doesn't matter. Atomics with 3. It's now just up to Aurora on that Neon, as the Terps are happy to just rotate C and get that plant down. Aurora looking around like, where'd everyone go?
Yeah, Aurora now in a 3v1 situation. The Terps have all of C. Alushi planting down the spike. It's going to be a difficult one.
Yeah, this is just so tough for Aurora because, frankly, the Terps can be everywhere. He needs to cover every single angle. They might be in spawn. He doesn't know. All he knows is that there are 3 players, and he doesn't know where a single one of them is. And unfortunately for him, as he clears every single angle as slow and as methodically as he needs to, all of them are just grouped up A.
Yeah, it's just planted
as far away as they could possibly be.
It's just planted for C main. I mean, Aurora is just such a hard thing to deal with. The flash coming out, the double swing coming out, and the Terps have their 5th round.
Flash missing a little bit. I don't know if Atomics realized that his
But it doesn't matter. He's Atomics. He's going nuclear. I mean, you can almost say that he's going atomic.
Nice. Good one.
Yeah, thank you.
But I mean, also, jokes aside, 12 kills. That's double anybody else in the lobby. That's
12 and 1.
More than the entirety of RPA White. Almost as much as the entirety of Terps combined. Atomics is putting on a show for us. This is really, really amazing to see.
Yeah, and it looks like the Terps might be wanting to fake A here. In the very first 5 rounds of this game, all the Terps did was send it A with utility.
They need to be careful, though. Their rotate is going to be cut off by this 3-man push down mid. Blind is going to be coming out, but it's Judge Judy who's going to be able to put a stop to this. And now the Terps Esports are just running down those 3 players. They're able to get all 3 of them, only losing 1 player in return. And so the Terps are up now 3-2, needing to figure out where it is that they want to continue the rest of this round.
Yeah, Uplink has so much rebel control, but with only a sheriff in hand, Atomics takes him down pretty easily. As the Terps, they know that the A site is practically free.
Yeah, it's just going to be that Omen mid. They don't know where he is, but fortunately for the Terps, they're going to be able to just walk their way onto site and get this plant down for free, whether or not they know it.
Yeah, Judge Judy planting down the spike.
Right there.
Posing Omen will come from that flank. Now, are they aware of it? Maybe not yet, but soon they will have a suspicion.
Yep. Terps do have a habit of 3-stacking in these post-plant situations, which is a pretty good strategy. Don't let that Omen get 3 different 1v1s, but maybe it's a little bit predictable. It's hard to, maybe RPI White is going to read into this.
Yeah, but what can you do when you just have 3 guns pointed at
tough.
you? Omen does pop out the smoke, but they know that he's not on the bomb now. And Sinagong with a 3-piece to finish off RPI. Super, super clean from the Terps. I don't think Atomics has died, like, more than once.
Is that true? Can we get the scoreboard up? Did he died that 1 round?
Like, I think he has 1 death.
He's just killing the entirety of the enemy team, just mowing down.
He's 13 and 1.
Wow.
And he's 2 ult points away from his ult as well, so we might see another Rolling Thunder coming out.
How many other ults
round.
have we seen this game at all? We saw 1 from Sinagong. Is that the only other ult? Okay, we saw 1 from Aurora as well, so we've seen 3 ults total this round, and somehow he's almost back to his 2nd one.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is just an absolute beast. But as for the Terps, they're kind of splitting here. I wonder if they're going to go for a B split. Sinagong and Alushi here are going to work their way through B, while the other Terps are looking to break the door here.
This is a perfect call, too, because there's nobody in that B link area. Terps are going to be able to get that regroup for free and all of the space that comes with it.
Atomics.
And Bird just isn't ready for it. Atomics, beautiful shot.
And the showstopper from Ernie actually misses, so no value there from that ult. And the Terps are going to get the plant down with relative ease.
Judge Judy holding down this flank, just being a thorn in the side of Aurora. And every second that Aurora spends fighting Alushi is a second that he's not pushing his way onto Spike. Unfortunately, finally he is going to go down, and Atomics with another kill, going to get a flawless for the Terps, up 7-1. And they just look so dominant so far.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps looking so clean, and they've had such, you know, a varied playbook as well. Like, they have so much depth.
Yeah.
You know, before they were just setting full-on A hits, but I see them throwing in some fakes, a little B split. They are honestly looking so clean right now. You know, if you told me that they were the up-and-comers, like, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, absolutely not. Interesting, we're seeing RPI White doing a different strategy than they're used to on these save rounds. Normally they're just barreling their way down B-long, but instead they're all clumped up tree. It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work out for RPI White as the door is starting to open.
Yeah, and it's going to be bloodbath here. Fatal coming through, but, you know, the opposition throwing one of their own as well, and nobody can hear as there's just absolute chaos.
Terps need to be careful for this raise on the flank. They see the chamber trip.
Yeah, Ernie just watching that flank there, but Rolling Thunder from Atomics going to be sent out as Synagogue in Atomics cleaning house on that A site.
Beautiful, beautiful Breach ultimate, and now it's just up to this raise on the flank. They know where he is. This is about as unwinnable as a round can get. Question is whether or not he'll be able to take one of the Terps with him as he goes, but seems like the Terps are pretty happy to just sit back. And, you know, if Ernie doesn't want to die and get the money for that, you know, sounds good to the Terps.
Yeah, and this is honestly so disciplined from the Terps there. Not even pushing through the smoke. Synagogue gonna pick up a 3-piece. And the Terps are looking so clean, so flawless in the way that they have been playing so far in this first attack half.
Absolutely, and now we're going into the 10th round. Only a couple rounds left in this half, and you know, certainly at this point, even if the Terps win none of the remaining rounds in this half, I mean, they're happy with this for sure, but I'm curious to see if they're going to change anything up to get that win. But it looks like we're just going to see a massive brawl A main.
Oh yeah, big A rubble fight coming up here.
You want to play? Let's play.
And just utility being dumped. But as soon as the Terps hear that, they decide to pivot over to C for the very first time. Nice little jump peek from Synagogue, spots out uplink and takes him down.
And that's all the Terps need. They have a execute straight onto C with no opposition. RPI White is going to be able to be here for a fast retake, but Terps have taken plenty of space. They're going to be able to get this plant down too, and now RPI White on the back foot on this round yet again.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4v5 retake for RPI, and does Aurora expect 3 players on the other side of this?
Doesn't matter whether or not he did. He's just going to get shut down by the first one. Eye comes out. Burt going to be able to shoot it. Now RPI White, the remaining players are known, and it might be very, very difficult for them to fight back.
Again, back-to-back 3Ks from Synagogue. I mean, we're a little bit too clean. I don't know.
Yeah, what more is there to say? This is just a textbook game from Terps so far. I mean, other than that third round, which frankly was their bonus. It's the only round that they were distinctly at a disadvantage from their weapons. Other than that round, they have not dropped a single round. Half of these have been flawless rounds. I mean, this is just beautiful, beautiful Valorant coming out of that.
Looking at the economy for RPI, I mean, this is a scrappy buy, and if they lose this round, they'll be on the back foot again. So this is almost a must-win round for RPI White here.
Love this fight from RPI White, keeping that space. Really, really important, but unfortunately they had to keep 4 players towards that A side in order to win that fight, and that's just going to give the Terps free reign onto B. Unfortunately, that teleport a little bit poorly timed as Boof Noodle on RPI White is going to be able to find the timing and get that headshot. And now the Terps are going to be forced to reevaluate their strategy and find somewhere else to push.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the mini-map right now, RPI, they have all of rubble control. So if the Terps decide to explore back onto A, they're going to run into 2 players in pretty precarious situations.
Yeah, probably not going to find this raise.
But the head spotted
Synagogue is going to shoot just right up. Atomics is there, fortunately, but Aurora is going to be able to find him. Alushi is there to get up that kill, and we'll find Burt as well. Now, Terps are up in numbers, but they have some players who are dangerously low on health.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Judge Judy on the other side waiting for Boop Noodle, but there's one more player, but TV's out just in time.
Yeah. We do see this Vice on full HP compared to Terps. All 3 players are injured, but having that Guardian is just going to make it so tough. He's going to be able to pick up the Vandal. He has his ultimate, but it might be best to just save it. With only 2 rounds remaining, though, at some point you just have to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be a save round, but Judge Judy will not let Uplink save. And that is a backbreaker for RPI, as I'm pretty sure their economy is, you know, kind of in shambles here.
Yeah, they're doing half buys is about the best they can do. This is the last round. They're down 10-1. They need something. They need to win this round if they want to change the script, change the momentum, and look to bring this game back in the second half. But, I mean, this round is going to be an uphill battle for sure, especially going up against that Neon ultimate from Sinigang, who's been so good, almost rivaling that Breach's kill amount, as Aurora's going to push up, and we're going to see a lot of space gone from the Terps, but for RPI White. Ernie, beautiful shot onto Atomics.
They finally took out the raid boss, but we have 4 other raid bosses on this Terp side. Sinigang dashing in, getting that headshot onto Ernie, and he's going to call his team, perhaps, through this door.
And once they have gotten that space, they have all that they need to walk onto A itself, as there's nobody there. They do need to be careful for that fade on the flank, but there's the chamber trip, and the plant is just going to go down. There's nobody there to stop them.
Judge Judy, though, so aware, so clean on that flank watch, and he knows that there's probably going to be another player from the doors as well.
We finally see that Vice ultimate, but it's only going to catch 1 player, and he's going to be able to back up onto Tree anyway, and Terps are just going to win that round. It's 11-1 for the first half. I mean, this is so tough. RPI White better be unstoppable on their attack.
Yeah, and, you know, Atomics did get his second death, but, you know, the other Terps were there to back him off. And, Tomas, this is a championship game.
Yeah.
And it's 11-1 in favor of the Terps right now.
So far, it doesn't look like it. It's been looking like a death match. I mean, Terps are just running their way over the RPI White, and you know, I hope that RPI White has something for the next couple maps, because you know, if this is not just the Terps' strong map, if this is you know, the difference between these 2 teams, we're gonna see a quick series.
Yeah, and looks like the Terps, they're gonna go heavy aggression on A Rubble with that double initiator utility. They have all the utility they need to control this space, and they immediately know they're not A.
Yeah. It is going to be a B-side attack for RPI White, and Connie needs to stay alive. Beautiful right click. Is going to fall to that grenade, but getting that refrag is going to be really important. As the Terps are going to be surprised by RPI White rotation towards C. Uplink going to be able to find 2 through that door. Finally, Alushi is going to be able to find him, but maybe a little bit too late, as there are only 1 player for the Terps against the 3 of RPI White. Ernie's going to find him, and that's going to be a second round for RPI White. This is exactly what they needed to come back into this match.
Yeah, I mean, if there was 1 round to win in this game, it was going to be that one. RPI White picked themselves up the pistol round, and they're looking to convert here. You know, it's kind of do or die for them. They're going to make sure they have as good of a buy as possible. Meanwhile, the Terps, you know, they're going to stick with their classics. You know, even if they lose this round, which, you know, they might. They are at a theoretical gun disadvantage. They still have so many more rounds of buffer room to play with.
Absolutely. Looks like RPI White going for a 5-player rush down C. It's all of them against just Judge Judy. So Judge Judy's going to back up, see if he can get a pick, but otherwise just going to buy time for the Terps' 4-person flank coming all the way around.
Yeah, and there's a wall. The Terps brainstorming on ways to go through it together, but Alushi going to be separated for now, as they are aware of this flank. Paranoia going to be coming through.
Players are going for a huge push out through C-Long. They're going to be able to find a lot of intel and a lot of players, but unfortunately the blind is just not quite enough, and Boop is going to be mowing them down with that Ares. And the Terps' flank is kind of falling apart right now. It's just up to Shinigong. He's going to fall. And somehow Judge Judy, the only person on site as all of RPI White ran them down, is going to be the only player left standing. Just going to die to this bomb. And get that money. See if you can get an exit frag. Unfortunately, Aurora going to be able to win out in that gunfight just a little bit. And RPI White, second round on the board. Could this be reverse 12 rounds? We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early to bring that into question, but that's what RPI White needs, right? Flawless round. They retain all of their guns. This is how they can start building their economy, right?
Absolutely.
And I would argue that this is such an important round. If RPI White manage to win this,
yeah,
they bring the Terps on the back foot in terms of economy once again, and that's how things snowball. That's how comebacks happen.
This is the only round that Terps lost on the reverse half. So Judge Judy's trying to hold down this site, going to be forced to back up, and Aurora is going to be able to find Atomics. If RPI is able to win this round when the Terps couldn't, that could be signs of maybe some sort of reverse sweep coming, as all of RPI White, after getting that initial pick towards C, they're just happy to start rotating towards A. And it's a good call because it's just Neon over here at Rubble. If he falls, all of A is RPI White's.
Yeah, Shinigong just jiggle peeking this position. Prowler going to be coming out. Does avoid the Prowler, but more utility is there to meet Shinigong, and he meets his maker.
Really good util dump from RPI White, going to be able to clear him out. And now RPI White have a free A site. They need to hurry because Terps are coming in quick. Alushi going to be able to find two on the swing, and Connie's there to help him out. Terps somehow have completely swung this round. Uplink looking to find one. He's ready for the second two. Not quite going to be able to find him. The Vice ability is going to come out, so they don't have to worry about him. They can get the spike down while that is active, but they still have that chamber to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, position for Alushi noted, but they don't know where Judge Judy is yet. So on this heaven angle, Judge Judy going to try and drop down.
Alushi going to be able to find one. It's now up to that 1v1. Alushi versus Aurora on that Neon, and he's going to be able to get the swing in that very, very tense round. Terps are going to be able to win that, put themselves on map point. And yeah, Terps need to win that round, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, very, very nice picks there from Alushi, from A Heaven. You know, just when you thought, and you know, everyone's having fun right now. It's kind of a stomp, to be honest.
Yeah.
But just when, you know, I kind of thought the Terps might be on the back foot, Alushi with a very clean two-piece from Heaven to turn the tides in favor for the Terps, and now it's match point.
Things were getting a little bit hairy for the Terps, but they were able to clean that round up, and unfortunately it wasn't as clean as they wanted. They do have to do a half buy this round against RPI White's full buy, but they don't have the pressure of getting themselves to overtime. Worst case scenario, if they lose every round from here on out, they will make it to overtime. So they have that safety net. It's going to feel good for them. They can just play their game. That's what they were talking about in that interview. Judge Judy forced to back up. A huge execute is coming out from RPI White. Unfortunately, Atomics is not going to be able to find Ernie in time, as that Showstopper is going to be able to find him, and now Terps forced to play retake in a 4v5 situation. Uplink making it a 3v5.
Yeah, I mean, Terps kind of on the back foot here in terms of the weaponry, but Connie is able to find one with the Stinger, finds himself an upgrade, but it's a tough one, man. Spike is planted, 3v4, positions are noted as well. They're going to try their best to do as much damage as possible. Good spray down on the first, but gets traded out as the Terps, they fall. RPI get their fourth.
Yeah, it's cool to see how different these two teams' game plans going into this map are. You know, Terps are just kind of saying, like, let's just run down A every single time. Go A. That's all this map is. It's A. And, you know, kind of on the contrast, RPI White have been playing a lot slower, and they've been ending C a lot. It's something that we saw Terps do once, maybe twice in their entire half. So, you know, kind of, you know, working out for both teams really well. We'll have to see if the Terps are going to be able to figure out RPI White's strategy in the way that Terps weren't.
Yeah, and you know, looks like the Terps tried to read another C hit, leaving Judge Judy to anchor down this A site, but a little bit of a misread. But the Terps actually immediately rotating over. Shinigong so aware of this possible lurk from uplink.
Love this push by the Terps. Going to be able to find 2. Atomics finds another with his breach ability. And now it's just up to Ernie and Fade on RPI White's time. They're going to find a Lucy, a good angle, but Connie is there to help him out. Burt finds the refrag onto Connie, but it's just Fade against that breach and that Chamber. Burt's going to be able to find it 1v1. Doesn't know where Chamber is, but they saw him earlier in the round, so good call by Fade. Just going to be able to run C, get this plant down, and it's going to be on Judge Judy to turn this round.
Yeah, Judge Judy again in a 1v1 situation. We've seen him win these clutches before, but does he have what it takes to win another one? It's match point. Him taking out the Fade here could mean a map win for the Terps, but
I love this motion by Burt. We saw Terps Esports going for the classic, just going into C long.
Yeah, and this
playing
is
for the
so
spike
unexpected.
Yeah.
When you see the spike planted here, you're like, okay, they're A main, or they're C main, but Burt playing a really, really unexpected angle. I don't know if Judge Judy is going to expect this.
Yeah, he's just looking C long. He's going to get shot in the side of the head. Burt, really, really, really well played. And that's just so tough for Judge Judy to clear.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to clear C long, C towards spawn. You have to clear C long, and something has to give. And unfortunately for Judge Judy, he's just going to guess wrong.
Yeah, I mean, 99 out of 100 times when I see that plant, I'm like, okay, they're C main.
Yeah.
But Burt, honestly, well played from him, and, you know, he is going to keep RPI alive in this game.
Absolutely, but RPI might have a little bit more longevity than we thought, as Terps are forced onto their Sheriffs. They're going to have a decent chance to win because, of course, one of those can just fully one-shot a player from RPI White, but still, RPI White has the advantage here. Terps need to do something special, or maybe they're just trying to save some money and they'll win the round after this.
Yeah, investment of a Nightfall coming out from RPI, but they have the site for free. And the Terps, they're just going to look to do as much damage as possible. Judge Judy, though.
That's a lot of damage. Going to be able to find one. Are they going to be ready for the second player up here on the ladder? Going to be able to jump peek, call him out. And as they go for the swing, unfortunately, it's just not enough. That weapon disadvantage playing a huge factor as Ernie's going to be able to find 2 Terps down 3-4 in this round. But Atomics finds another one with a headshot. And with the breach ultimate, might not be as winnable as we thought. Atomics finds another. It's a 2v2 now. Atomics at 5 HP, but he picks up a Vandal. Lucy has one too. There's just so little time, though.
Yep. I mean, the Terps there, you know, the investment of the Rolling Thunder for Atomics kind of surprised me, but, you know, we got a trade of ultimates. Ernie, bring out that showstopper once again, and now I think we're kind of in that territory where it gets a little bit scary, Tomas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, we were talking about how dominant Terps were, but I mean, let's take a look at the scoreboard. RPI White is looking to mirror exactly what the Terps did to them. Terps need to just find a round to break the cycle because, you know, at this rate, we might see that sweep that we were talking about.
Yeah, and this is a big swing round for the Terps. If they lose this round, they're going to be forced onto an eco yet again. Judge Judy, though, pulling out the chamber op. Going to be holding down this A line for the Terps. Meanwhile, RPI kind of slowing things down, kind of trying to feel out what's going on over here in the C site.
Paranoia is going to come out with that smoke. But Synagogue going to be able to find 1-for-1 trade against the Lucy, but Burt is there to get that refrag onto Connie, and now RPI White again in the man advantage going into the second half of this round, as they looks like they're looking to end C.
Yeah, it looks like this is a site that they've favored a lot, and, you know, without the lack of a, I would say, maybe proper Sentinel, a traditional Sentinel, you know, this C site does become a little bit weaker, and maybe we're seeing that kind of play out in terms of team composition here for the Terps as they're on their defense.
We're going to see a huge retake coming in. Unfortunately, Shinigong not quite as clean as he would have liked, but he's going to be able to get the kill. And now, Terps Esports, they want more. They're pushing out into C long. Shinigong is just styling on them, but this whole time, Judge Judy is holding down the plant. Going to be able to find one. Shinigong Atomics just sticks the plant, and that's going to be it for game 1. Even as Burt gets the 3-person spray down, it doesn't matter. Terps Esports up 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, and the Terps up-and-comers pick up their very first map win in the studio. You know, I know that the boys have got to be feeling good. Super, super dominant first half, and honestly, dominant first game overall. I mean,
Absolutely.
Tomas, what were some of the highlights for you on that map?
I mean, it was the atomic show, especially that first half. He was running through the entirety of RPI. I think he got his ultimate on round 4. That means 2 kills every single round for all 4 of those rounds, and those are different. Those are completely different rounds. The first 2 rounds are pistols. The next round you're at the weapons disadvantage, and then the third round is gonna be, or that fourth round is gonna be a rifles round. And he got his ultimate up at that point. It's just so fast, and really just goes to show how many kills he was getting that game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Terps up-and-comers, they're kind of on another level right now, but fear not for RPI White. They still have another shot at this, as this is a best-of-3 series. But if the Terps are able to take the next map in this series, they do become the champions of the Play versus Division 3 Championship. But we will see what happens in the next map after a short commercial break.
My name is Subin Kim, my in-game name is Carrots, and I'm the controller of this team.
My name is Hannah, my IGN is Tuxedo Sam, and I play Sentinel for the team.
My name is Sima, my in-game name is Care Bear, and I'm a flex.
My name is Megan, my IGN is Giraffe, and I'm an initiator.
My name is Sophia, my IGN is Soap, and I'm an initiator.
Hi everyone, I'm Ayush, my in-game name is Dulcexa, and I'm the coach.
For me, I think it was just really interesting to see like our names on like social media and like on a website. I'm just like, whoa, my name is on a website but so I think that was like the number one thing that kind of like just it brought the realization of like what kind of team I'm in, like what kind of position I'm in.
Meeting them. It's like hard to make a woman and non-binary friends in Valorant, so it's just really nice that we have like a team specifically for that.
The studio.
Yeah.
Oh, the studio. Oh, I didn't even know that existed. I didn't know that existed until like remember like when we first talked about the studio, I was like, what's that? When I first went to the room, I was like, oh, there's cameras and lighting. I'm just like, that's
nice computer.
Nice computer.
The monitors
so
are crazy.
Winning.
Yeah, winning.
Also true.
Yeah.
Totally true. Winning.
Getting into that.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I feel like
was pretty cool.
Hey. I would say supportive is definitely like Dusty and Rachel. Those two, just like making sure we had scrims down, making sure we had practice schedules down, like Dusty making sure like to pick out what we did wrong, just like, you know, helping us improve. I think definitely.
Yeah, Dusty's a very present coach, so
Very.
it's like he's really reliable and helped us through the whole season.
Thanks, team.
Yeah, you'd even like schedule things for us,
like organize all the schedules.
help us map bands and like talk to
Stats,
them
yeah.
if like realize if one of them was like unranked or something. Breaking a
Forfeit
rule,
teams.
making teams forfeit.
Maybe we don't talk about that last part.
I would also say like our fans in chat, like on
Oh,
stream.
true.
So it was nice knowing
W
people
chat.
watching us.
And the haters.
Oh yeah.
Improve in the higher division.
Yeah, it is definitely more challenging because we're in a higher division now. But I think we could, like, with our coordination, I definitely think we could. We need to bring home another one of these.
It feels great.
You
Yeah.
guys know this is the first title that Terps Esports has won.
Wait, seriously?
And by women.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
First time.
cool.
I like playing Valorant.
Have an excuse to play games.
That's true. That's good.
For me, I joined because, well, like I've always wanted to be on a women's team, especially like since I got to UMD, and me and Dusty had always like tried to make teams work every semester, and this was the first time it actually did work and stuck, and the people who tried out like were committed. So I guess I've always just wanted to be on a women's team to like connect more to that community.
To make friends.
So I had that gap, without a team for a while, and then I saw the form, and I was like, I really want to try this. This sounds fun. And then, yeah, I play Valorant too much. First of all, I did not imagine me being IGL when I first started, because I am, outside of my Lilac team, I am known as the no-brain, only aim chamber in comp. So I did not imagine myself being IGL. But I think it's there were some difficulties in the beginning, because no one, I wasn't used to giving out comms. I was just very confused. But I think now it's just the amount of trust that my teammates give me when I give out comms, and the amount of coordination that we have. I just love being IGLing, because I trust that things will work out.
I think by the end of the season, now we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
Welcome back, everyone, to some more Terps Valorant action. Right now, we are in the Play versus Division 3 Grand Finals, and we have the Terps up-and-comers here in the studio for the first time, and they just took down RPI White in a dominant fashion on map 1.
12-6, and
12-6.
I mean, their mental is just so good. They're smiles across the board. They're having such a good time. We talked to some of the players between the match, and they're saying that they're just having the best time. Look how much fun they're having.
Yeah, I mean, dude, their energy is so infectious, because this is their first time in the studio. Everything is new to them, and it's so exciting, especially after such an amazing first map. It's just the best way to get started, and they're going to be heading on to Breeze for the next map, and that's actually our map pick.
Yeah, I think, seeing as how the last round went, if it's our map pick now, I think this match will be a Breeze.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, we got jokes here.
Yeah, we got jokes
One
here.
or two.
Yeah, we got jokes here. But, yeah, I mean, the Terps, we were talking to them earlier. They're feeling really good after that win, and we're going to jump straight into Breeze here. Let's take a look at the composition.
Huge changes from both players. Things to look out for is having that Viper Astra for both teams means that, with the amount of sightlines, just having that many smokes is so important on this map. Also, Just want to give a quick shout out to we're seeing that Sova from both teams, seeing Alushi on his favorite character. It's so good to see. And Shinigang, I think we're 10 seconds into this match and we already see a shot and he's already on site now. He's walking even farther forward. He wants the second one, but he's not quite going to be able to find it. The rest of his team is right there to back him up. Atomic's going to be able to find one more. Is he going to be able to find the player A main, or is he just going to plant? So many decisions.
Yeah, Judge Judy though, great pick there on to A main as the double P coming out from mid doors. Again, Judge Judy in a clutch situation.
Needs to find either one of them. 5 shots left in his little pocket guardian. More than enough if he's going to be able to hit the shots. Unfortunately, Aurora, beautiful shot with that bandit, going to be able to give RPI White the first win of this match. And that's a good way for them to start, especially coming off of the momentum from last round. They're going to go for a huge buy, and that's just what they need. Get those rounds up, start feeling better, start getting some momentum. See how the Terps can fight back against this.
Yeah, for sure. And for RPI, I mean, in between these two maps, they kind of had to reset themselves, right? Reset the mental. This is a brand new map. Anything can happen, and they just picked themselves up the pistol round, and they're looking to convert.
Absolutely. Really, really good util dump from Terps, just completely shutting down any kind of aggression RPI White wanted it to have. Unfortunately, this distance is going to be a thorn in their side as Ernie and Aurora each getting a shot down. Now RPI White pushing for more, and Terps are just forced to go back to B main. They have so little space to their name and not a lot else either.
Yeah, and this map is so hard to navigate when you're on kind of a low eco buy, right? Because these long angles and these just, plain gunfights that you're going to have to take is pretty difficult. And the Terps, they're going to try their best. Alushi making his way onto site. Almost picks up Bert.
Not quite going to be able to find it that even better op that Bert has in that Marshall. Going to be able to just eke it out in the end, but RPI White up 2-0, and that's kind of what you expect winning that first round on Breeze. Like you said, so easy to snowball the second round if you win the pistol. But now Terps looking to snowball themselves. They have a full buy with rifles. They need to be careful for that Astra with that Outlaw. Be very, very dangerous as a lot of players on the Terps do not have full shields.
Yeah, but it's a 4-stack here for RPI White. There's so many numbers behind this chokehold as Ernie gonna get a little bit aggressive with that ISO shield.
It's gonna be a good call from RPI White though. Gonna push out. Unfortunately, Connie is going to get the refrag for Shinigang, but comes out just a second too late. And now
Viper.
Terps just looking for the
Judge
call.
Judy though, gun barrel spots it out. Is that the go-ahead for the Terps to rotate onto the B side? I think it is.
Sure seems like it. It's a great call because there's nobody on B whatsoever. The one player from B gets caught out in the middle of nowhere. Smokes are coming out, and Terps are just going to be able to walk their way in. Do they know it, though? Yeah. They want to do it. They want to do it so bad, but they just don't get the intel. They get the 3-man swing, and the jig is up. Terps Esports are going to be able to get that plant down, and they've got the man advantage. It's looking very, very good for them.
Yeah, Atomics takes an outlaw body shot, but Judge Judy is there to protect the flank. Such a anchor, honestly, in this Terps side. As RPI White, they're going to have to navigate this retake with scraps.
Yeah, they're going to be able to shoot out that Sova dart, so unfortunately no intel for the Terps. They're just going to back up towards a main, but it's just going to be so hard. Unfortunately, in Luci's head, just barely poking out from the top of that. Bert is going to get onto the defuse. He does have smokes, but unfortunately, it's not going to matter. They're just going to get sprayed out, and there's just no time. The Maulers are coming out. Connie going to be able to shoot that enemy Astro while Boop was just kind of looking for anything he could possibly do. Unfortunately, 2 players from the Terps died to the spike. That's
interesting.
That's pretty detrimental.
Yeah, it's not going to be great for the economy. That's actually going to force our players onto sheriffs or maybe even marshals. But
yeah,
taking a look at the team composition for the Terps, we actually have a lot of post plant stall, right? You have the Astropole, you have the Viper Molly, and you have the Sova Shocks / Hunter's Fury. So if the Terps are able to get that spike down, I think they might just play post plant and try and secure the round win in that way, like we just saw.
Yeah, absolutely. Terps going in for another round.
Oh my gosh.
Running right past that Astra.
Synagogue.
First shots are going to miss, but frankly, it doesn't matter. Atomics, beautiful headshot. Terps Esports are walking their way straight onto site. This is supposed to be their save round. This is supposed to be a round where they're at a disadvantage. They need to be careful of Burt, though. Dangerous angle, but looks like it might just be a second too late. The Terps look like they're pretty happy with all they've gotten mid. They're pretty happy to give the rest of it up. Just play for that A main.
Yeah, Judge Judy there gets taken out by that operator. Terps are falling slowly, but it's so cramped right here besides the pyramid.
Yeah, that Viper wall is so important. Just giving Shinigong any kind of room to work with. But as it goes down, he's just going to be forced back. Uplink going to be able to find one, but it's not Shinigong. And that's going to be a huge problem for RPI White as Shinigong looking to find one more for this round. Only 19 health, but that might just be all he needs. Atomics happy to just hold down the site. There's no time left on the bomb. And it's just going to be impossible. Aurora going to be able to find one. What is Shinigong doing? Winning the round is what he's doing. Thrifty for the Terps and just barely surviving the bomb.
What a player, man. Shinigong starting that round off with a Bucky, just running in there, causing the opponent Astra to just flick 180 and allowing another Terp to get that kill. And, you know, he is so clean, right?
Yeah.
Watching his aim, he's so crispy with that Phantom, with those headshots. And he is honestly the MVP of that round for the Terps to get that Thrifty.
Yeah. And RPI White now forced to save themselves. You see a Marshall playing hard on this angle, going to be forced to back up, but with the vulnerable coming out, this ISO is just going to get run over, and there's not a lot to help him either. All he needs is himself, but Alushi's going to shoot him in the back. Judge Judy, is he ready for the two players pushing out of A main? He is going to be able to get those kills, and now he can just get the spike, and Terps Esports can regroup however they choose. Looks like they're walking towards A, and that's exactly what they want, but they need to be careful for this Astra. Once they get past him, though, there is nobody on A site for right now.
Yeah, I mean, Spike is retrieved from the Terps. They are at a man advantage here, but the Astra going to hear their footsteps.
A good job from RPI White rotating onto this defense just in time before the spike comes down. Boop going to push through the smoke, and he's going to get the timing, but unfortunately his aim is just not quite there. Atomics is going to be able to swing on him. Connie gets a kill onto Aurora, and Terps Esports going to be able to collect that round. Got a little hairy there, but it was a little hairy for everybody, so Terps Esports just going to be able to use their man advantage and take that round as well.
Yeah, a really bold play from Aurora there to peek through that Viper wall. Almost works out in his favor, but just a little bit whiffy there. As, you know, Judge Judy getting an important two-piece in mid, you know, brought the hammer down on them, as you could say. As, again, he's going to be put onto this kind of lurking role over towards B.
And we're getting 5 players from Terps Esports just walking their way towards A main, and there's nobody there to stop them. There are a bunch of players from RPA way towards A, but they're all leaving to go mid. And right now, if Terps Esports walk on the site, it's completely free. It looks like that's exactly what they plan to do as well.
Yeah, and Shinigong just dashing in here, looking to put the opponent's heads in a swivel as utility comes out. Spike dropped on site.
He's going to go for the plant. They need to be careful for Uplink, though. He's pushing up. He's going to be able to get one shot. Spike is going to go down, but he's not before Uplink is going to be able to get 2. Boop is there as well. Viper Molly is going to come out, but it might just be not quite enough. A good shock dart going to come out, chunk down the player on the spike, but they're still holding it. Destroyed, he's going to get pushed, and Ash is looking the wrong way. Beautiful job by Alushi, and that Chamber going to be able to get that round. And Terps Esports continuing this rampage. Looked a little dicey at the beginning, losing 2 rounds, but now they're up 4-2.
Yeah, and there, the Astro Wall almost scared me for a second. Boop Noodle trying to stick that bomb to completion, but fear not, we had Alushi just pulling out that shorty and being able to take down RPI once again, as, you know, for the first time in what seems like a long time, they're looking to hit B site here.
Absolutely. We'll see now what Terps Esports are going to do. They need to be careful for this two-player flake walking down this link area.
Aggressive push from Ernie in the jet here. Will the Terps expect it? Timing.
They look away just at the wrong second. It doesn't matter because they're looking towards RPI White's players, and they're going to be able to get those kills. Burst finds Judge Judy eventually, but might be a little bit too little too late, as Atomics has that Viper Pit in this post plan. Not opting to pop it, which is interesting, but they do have that Astro Wall, so... Ooh, I love this little angle, and he's going to be able to find one.
So sneaky there from Connie, just hiding in that corner. Is also able to get away with his life. And again, RPI White on the back foot. This Astro Wall in front of them. They're going to have to try and scale onto the site somehow. And scale they do.
Recall on that. Terps Esports now maybe kicking themselves a little bit for not putting down that Viper's Pit. Do they know where Connie is, though? Beautiful suck from Connie, keeping them off the spike, and now there's no time. They need to get on the spike now. Is there time? A beautiful spray is going to come out, though, and that's all Terps need. Not going to be able to find uplink. It doesn't matter, though, because Terps are going to be able to get that round. Up 5-2. Beautiful play by Connie, just playing his life and getting that spray down. So important. And the timeout is coming out from RPI White now.
Yeah.
Very, very good time for them, I think.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, there were no timeouts taken on the first map, right?
Just kind of crazy, because RPY was kind of getting run over. I think any opportunity that they could have had to stop the momentum.
Maybe they forgot.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I just want to highlight Judge Judy there, right? You know, Bert and Ernie went for a two-man push down elbow there on B, and I really thought the Terps were going to get caught off guard by that, but Judge Judy just sitting back on that operator, really watching his teammates back there, allowed the Terps to hit B site relatively safely.
Yep.
And, you know, he's 9-4. He's top of the leaderboard. He is popping off right now.
And even though he did end up falling in that to that push, just the fact that the Terps know that they have Judge Judy to watch their flank, as long as he's there, they are not going to get shot at the back.
Yeah.
Just giving them the full comfort to just push onto A, and that's exactly what they need. Getting 2 kills on that initial push, really, really important. So now looks like Terps Esports going towards that B side again. It's working. Why not keep doing it? And they do have that Viper's Pit this time too. They need to be careful for that Sova ultimate though. Really good counter for that Viper's Pit. Just, you know, being able to clear out any of those common angles that you might see.
Yeah, and looks like again another aggressive push from RPI, but Sinigang takes out Aurora with ease.
Yeah, just a good
Ernie
spray.
has to
And
just back
frankly,
off.
I'm not super happy about that push from RPI White. It's really easy to line up for the players coming out of A main, but now Bert being forced to back up, getting headshot through the boxes. Judge Judy's going to be able to find one, teleports out, and now RPI White just needs some sort of space. A really good wall from Ernie, delaying the inevitable of his death, but now it's just up to these last 2 players on RPI White. Jet so low, one shot to any of these rifles, and it's just up to him.
Yeah, I mean, RPI White, it almost seems to me as if they're kind of just grasping for straws at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know what they talked about in the timeout, but is it just another push out? I mean, the Terps were able to handle that super cleanly, and I think, you know, RPI, they're going to have to find some other solution, find some other way to stop the Terps rampage, and if you look at Boop Noodle, maybe the Odin is the answer.
And I just want to point out, like even though technically the Terps are doing worse this map than they were last map, you know, they have lost 2 rounds in this half. I think that, ooh, sorry, maybe I spoke too soon, because Uplink going to be able to get that opening blood against Terps Esports with that ultimate, but Atomics is there. I think that's really the story of this entire match, is Atomics is there wherever he needs to be, and now Terps up yet again 3-2.
Yeah, but do they expect this Odin waiting for them on the other side of this door?
Doesn't matter. They're just going to walk the other way, and it's exactly the call they need to make.
Yeah, and Uplink, though, he has so much space. He's calling to the Astra right now. They're not B. They're going A, and they're probably A main. And yeah, the crosshairs of the Astra is going to be now trained on that A main angle. As Uplink, you're going to have to watch out for him on that flank.
Yeah, now that the jig is kind of up, RPI White having cleared mid, they know that all 3 of these players are just going to be A main, but it's just so tough. A beautiful spray coming out, though. It's exactly what they need, and it almost gets 2 in that as well. Chamber on 1 HP now. It's just really up to Alushi. Judge Judy does have the capability to get that 1 shot, but it's going to be so tough for him to get a lot of value in this round. I take that back as he's able to find uplink, and now it's just up to this Astra. They know where he is, but that Odin is just not the gun you want to have in this 1v2 situation unless you can line both players up. He might just do exactly that, though.
And beautiful round from the Terps. You know, even though Judge Judy falls, Alushi there to instantly trade him out. And, dude, the Terps are looking so clean, man. Like, honestly.
They're looking so comfortable. Even if last round they had more round wins at this point in the map. Last round they were so excited about every single round. They were nervous.
Yeah.
But you can see that they're just comfortable now. They're in their element, and they're just playing their game, even if that means winning the second pistol round. I mean, they're just relaxing right now, and it's really clear to see that.
Yeah, and it's gonna be an eco from RPI. Viper's Pit available from both sides here, but I don't think Aurora will be using it this round. Only Shorty in hand. The Sovatron is not going to clear him out, but Sinagong just
happy to just do that
doesn't
with
care.
his face. Down to 15 HP. That's Shorty. Just not quite enough, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, one of their health is at 0. Now we're seeing that Viper's Pit. This round might not have needed it quite as much, but I mean, better safe than sorry.
Exactly. A little bit of spray down here through the box. Sinagong 15 HP. Things getting a little bit dicey, but
oh, I love
Trigger
this.
discipline.
Trigger discipline.
Trigger
Gonna be able to
discipline.
find one. Gonna be able to find a second. Not quite gonna be able to find the third, but that's on Connie. And now just running forward, Ernie on this flank, but I mean, there's no time now. Maybe he'll be able to get the Viper on the exit, but otherwise, I mean, yeah, it just feels like this round happened without him.
yeah, I mean, the Terps, I will honestly say it looks like we out-aimed them, right?
Yeah.
Like on kind of like a aim micro level, we are destroying them.
Yeah.
You know, super clean headshots from the Terps, and you know, for RPI, they need this round, man. They really do.
I don't think it's just the mechanics, though. I mean, I feel like the way that this team is just has just been able to get refrags every single pick.
That's true.
That RPI White has.
Fundamentals are there,
and they've been executing on empty sites round after round. I mean, at some point, it's just really good macro play. Want to highlight, the IGL from the Terps, just making really great calls throughout this entire match.
Shout out Connie.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Atomic's going to try and build up that Viper's Pit once again. Sinagong decides to dash out of there as Connie and Judge Judy, they have their eyes trained on that B site.
Yep, and look at that. Yet again, Connie at it. Going to be able to get that plant onto a free A site. All 5 players of the Terps alive as the spike goes down. This is exactly the kind of post-plant position you want to find. Connie taking a little bit of damage, but hardly any. They just need to be careful about Aurora with this Viper's Pit, though. If this comes down, RPA White going to be able to flip the script on this spike.
Yeah, and Viper's Pit invested by Aurora, but there's an Astropole on the bomb, and it's ticking very slowly. Judge Judy spots out the Astra. Sinagong is there for backup too, as RPI does get 2 from Ernie, but time is ticking.
Viper's Pit still alive, though. They need to find Ernie, but the shock dart's going to come out. It doesn't quite find him, though. He's still defusing. Going to be able to spray him out, though, and that's what they needed. The info there is going to come out. They need to spray him in time. RPI White, I mean, they're kicking themselves. That was their round to win. Somehow, even with the numbers disadvantage, it just came down to a spray down. The Terps are going to be able to find it, and they're going to be able to get that round.
Yeah, and honestly, that felt like, you know, a really close round for RPI. I really thought that there was a chance that they could have stuck that bomb, but just the utility so overwhelming from the Terps. You have the shock darts, you have the reveal, you have the Astropole, and just, you know, the fact of the Terps being able to get that spike down is already such a big win condition.
Yeah.
Again,
you see the same aggression coming out from RPI White as they finally don't lose a player on this, so they're going to keep pushing forward. Terps having to concede it, but it's not just the Terps, it's just Judge Judy this whole time. Terps Esports executing onto A. They're going to be getting the spike down just now, and yet again to get down this plant without losing a single player. This Astro Wall is going to be huge and buying time for them, as RPI White does have this fast retake. they need Judge Judy to come on the slow flank to get some kind of value for right now.
Yeah, finally the ice ult coming out, but did it get anybody? Yes, it did, but Sinagong just takes him out in that 1v1.
And somehow he's still alive. Unfortunately, Burt finally going to be able to find him. Atomics getting that Viper's Molly.
Hunter's Fury, though, coming out from the Sova here, Alushi. They know that they're not on.
At some point, they just need to start spraying. Unfortunately, they're still sticking it. There's nobody there to stop the defuse, but the double collateral from Connie with the shorty just in the nick of time. How did he do that? What the heck?
I am stunned, Tomas. Connie jumps into the smoke with a shorty and gets 2? Like, that is illegal. How is he doing that?
I don't know. He was trying to body block. We saw RPI White trying to body block the person on the defuse, just trying to stick that as long as they can, and it's not enough. He comes in and he just shoots both of them. Oh, thanks. Thanks for lining up for me.
Yeah, and dude, that is honestly criminal.
Yeah.
If I was Judge Judy and I was determining Connie's sentence, bro, he's guilty. He is guilty.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to see a swap of sides. RPI White now on the attack side. We saw that, you know, in the half, RPI White was able to get some momentum that they weren't able to get in the first half back on Lotus. We'll see if we see a similar story here on Breeze.
Yeah, I mean, 10-2 scoreline. Very similar, I think.
Yeah,
to
it
the
was
very
11-1,
first.
so.
It was 11-1, so I mean, a little bit worse. But I mean, how can you complain?
Yeah, I'm not complaining about that. Not for a second. Atomics having to hold down the site by himself right now, but he's doing just fine with that. Able to find one. Judge Judy is going to fall. It's now Terps are going to start looking for this post plant coming down.
Yeah, Lushi unable to win that 2v1 in mid, as again they're on the back foot on the pistol round, and they do eventually all fall. RPI once again picks up the pistol round. I mean, they're kind of pistol round demons.
Say what you want, but I think they've won what, 3 out of 4?
I think 3. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, it's not luck. It's just good aim and good macro as well. I mean, the macro changes so heavily. I mean, it's kind of a different game entirely, pistols versus rifles. But speaking of rifles, we see Boop. He's been on the Odin all game, now using every last credit to his name to buy another one. But I mean, it's just gonna shred through Terps like a warm knife through butter if he's able to line them up. Shinigong getting this fast angle. He wants more. You know he wants more, but ultimately he's forced to back up, and Burt is there to pick him up from the top. And now Terps Esports forced to back away, forced to give up the space. And they might just have to give up their lives as well, unless they're able to find some sort of cute angle here.
Yeah, and the Terps, they're going to let them plant. And they're just going to try their best to do any sort of damage. Astra Smoke blooming in front of their faces. Tries to jump out, but the weaponry just isn't there.
Yeah, the spray down was really close. And yeah, the Terps just need something. They're throwing their bodies through this wall. It's just not quite enough, and now it's just up to Judge Judy. He's got that Guardian. He may be able to get a headshot here or there, but I mean, he doesn't have enough shots for all of RPY, and he's going to fall. RPY finds the second shot, and you know what? We saw the same story last round. RPY winning the first 2 rounds and then just continuing that momentum. So we'll have to see if the Terps are going to be able to shut that down this time, or if we might see a repeat of Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, this gun round is going to be huge. Looks like Boop Noodle, he's found a liking to that Odin. Going to, you know, very interesting to see that Astra Odin on Breeze.
Yeah.
Unique, but I like it.
You know, it's glad to see that even as good as these players get, we're still playing the same game. You still see these Odin on Breeze, and Synagogue going to be able to find one. Falls, but Judge Judy is there for the refrag as well, and Terps Esports are happy to just back up now. They've gotten what they need, and Judge Judy will take one more for the road, as it's just up to these last 2 players on RPI White. Finally, Terps are finding the foothold on this defensive side that they have been looking for. And RPI White just forced to back up, forced to reevaluate their push from here on out.
Yeah, the Terps just kind of dismantling RPI White's plans of attacking. You know, we saw Sinagong being so aggressive, akin to what they were doing in their attack half. Connie spotting out the ISO. Playing so disciplined, man. Just backing off. Checking all of his corners, making sure that everything is accounted for.
Yeah, he's about to fight. Beautiful shot from him. Going to be able to put up the smoke, and now it's just up to Ernie all by himself. He does have the spike, but he's got 4 players to find. And not a lot of time to find him. He's going to start with 1. That's the way you have to start. Is he going to be able to find anybody else? He does have this Guardian. Ernie has been the Guardian champion throughout this entire series. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. There are too many angles. There's not enough time. Judge Judy going to be able to pick up 3 for that round and put Terps Esports on up 11-4. And that is a really, really nice scoreline.
For sure. I mean, the Terps are feeling so comfortable right now. 3 more rounds until they have their first championship. I mean, it's got to feel good, but they can't get overconfident, you know. Anything can still happen. We saw RPI White kind of have a resurgence at the end of last map, so the Terps are looking to close this out.
Absolutely. We'll see what the Terps are going to bring here. I like this aggression from Senegal. It worked out last round, and it's going to work out this round as well. Going to be able to find Aurora, and he wants more. Love this push from him. Just pushing out, getting all that space mid. And even if there's nobody there, it just means that RPI White is forced into this corner. Judge Judy going to be able to find 1, going to be able to find 2, finds a 3rd. Can he find the 4th? And he is. Oh my god, just beautiful. I mean, this is just training practice.
I mean, striking down the hammer.
Yeah.
That gavel on to their opponents and bringing the Terps to match point. Let's take a look at this replay. 2 bullets in the chamber. 1-2 takes them down.
Order in his court. Yeah, you do not want to be somebody against his weapon because, man, he is just hammering them.
Yeah, and now it's match point for the Terps. 1 more round until the Terps are crowned the champions. But we'll see what happens.
See this Viper wall coming up, and it's a beautiful call from the Terps. They're 4 stacking on this site.
Look at this
exactly
angle
where
from Judge Judy.
Want to be, yeah, absolutely.
Are you ever looking up here?
We'll have to see.
Ooh, I think spotted by the Jet there.
Unfortunately, yeah, the whole fight just kind of happens without him. Judge Judy, it's all up to him. We've seen him mow down hordes of enemies, but it's not going to happen this time. Ernie finally putting an end to his rampage. Atomics looking to find somebody. He gets 1, he gets 2. Surely not.
No way, right?
It can't be. But he seems pretty confident. He's pushing forward. He's not saving this gun.
Yeah, but the spike slowly ticking. 3 players await on the other side of this wall.
He's pushing to his own molly, and unfortunately that's going to be to his own detriment. Burt finally going to be able to find him. And RPI White keeping themselves alive in this game, but it is still match point.
Yeah, I mean, props to RPI White, right? That round, you know, pretty clean from them, right?
Yeah.
Just executing onto A site, winning their duels, forcing Judge Judy off that higher angle, and they have another lifeline.
Yeah, but they need to be careful. Judge Judy has that ultimate, and he's not taking any objections this time. He's looking to just line RPI White up and send them packing. We'll see if he's going to be able to find Aurora on this initial fight. But he's clearly pushing up now. I love this aggression from Terps, not allowing any kind of space here. We're going to see that ultimate coming out, calling that Astra. We'll see who wins. It's going to be Connie, but are they going to be able to protect his body? Looks like they just might be able to do exactly that. Synagogue finally going to go down. Does Astra still caught out kind of in an awkward position, but he's just pushing through the smoke, and he's going to be able to call to his team, guys, stay B. There's nobody here, A.
Yeah, such a key player, man. Winning out that ISO 1v1, getting space for his team. And Judge Judy also, he knows they're not mid.
Yep.
So
process of elimination, they must be going B, and
Atomics.
We're going to see that fast rotate. Love to see the way that Astra is rotating all the way through spawn. And this is just going to be so tough for RPI White. They're going to be able to get this plant down, but that's exactly what the Terps want. Going to be able to find Aurora here. Unfortunately, Atomics just not quite going to be able to find the aim. But RPI White completely surrounded. No idea where they're even getting pushed from. Going to be able to line them up. Connie finds 2. And Terps are going to be able to take this round. They're going to be able to take the map. They're going to be able to take the series. They are your Play versus Division 3 champions.
Yeah, and who better to end the series than Connie, the team's IGL. Look at them. Like,
they're not even surprised. They knew they were going to win.
They knew they were going to win. And it's a beautiful, beautiful first series here for the Terps up-and-comers. Probably first of many wins to come in this studio. I'm very, very excited to see, you know, what their future looks like.
Yeah, I'm so happy that they got this kind of association with the studio. I mean, this is exactly what you hope to see when you sign up for a tournament. You just go in there, and everybody on the team is working together. Everybody is getting their highlights, and you just crush the competition. Really, really tremendously played by them. The fact that they came together only a couple months ago and now they're winning championships, I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the sky is the limit with this Terps up-and-comers team. Again, I mean, they're the champions of this Division 3 Play Versus, right? And in the future, I'm hoping to see them climb the ranks, you know. We do have some graduating players in, you know, the Premier and maybe even the Academy team. So, you know, maybe we'll see some of these names up in those ranks soon. But again, beautiful, beautiful display from the Terps. Both maps super, super clean.
Absolutely. Yeah, really, just really well played by them. And it's crazy how dominant they were. I mean, they lost a couple rounds on the second half, but both first halves, I mean, they went 11-1, 10-2. And, I mean, yeah, we didn't see more than 20 rounds on either half. So, really, just completely dominant performance by them. They earned this win.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, that's going to be it from us. But before we close it out, we would like to thank our lovely sponsors.
That is the Philip Merrill College of Journalism, as well as the Recreation and Wellness Center over at Maryland Recwell, as well as Playwire. So thank you guys for allowing the stream to be possible.
Yes, and one more thing. Before we send it off, we would like to just give a big congratulations to Chris and Jess, who are actually our broadcast assistants. They are graduating this semester. Shout out to them. Thank you guys for everything that you do for the broadcast. There they are, their beautiful faces.
Yeah, these streams would not be the same without them. So great job by them. They make sure that everything is going so smoothly. It's why we get such good streams. So yeah, thank you guys to them. Thank you to our sponsors. And great job to our up-and-comers team. Congratulations on your championship. We'll see you guys next week.